Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? It is the King Hitman. This is just a more relaxed video, right? We're just talking about my reactions to the data download from last night for JP. Turles' data download, to be specific. Physical Turles, I think, one, I like him just because, yes, the added fact that I like Turles units. But it's a thing of, at 55%, I think he's going to piss a lot of people off. He's going to make a lot of people mad. So I'm not sure how the community is going to... Well, no, I'm sure. They're not going to like him in a couple of weeks. He's just fresh on the table, so people aren't really tripping yet. But Turles, his link set is still good. His categories are good. He is going to help you. It's just not in all aspects of the game. I think Turles is a great leader, too, by the way. I think I said that. Did I say link set? Link set, categories, leader skill, all that. He is good. He's just not... uber elite, right? I like to go uber elite, elite, great, good, mid, and then we go, that's when we get to like the the physical Raditz sections of the game. So yeah, let's go from here. Let's start with the Easy A's. The Easy A Great Ape Turles, who was always one of my more favorite banner units. I always loved his art, bro. I adored this art. That's my guy. So starting with him. His old leader skill, whatever. His new, shout out to Minato, of course. Thank you, Minato. I'm telling y'all, bro. If I ever don't say their name, it's because I'm so used to being, I'm so used to appreciating them. I'm so used to having access to their accounts. They're always giving us the information and the translations. I take it. I don't want to say I take it for granted, but if I don't say their name or their account, that's really why. It's just not new to me, for that matter. Easy A leader skill, 3 key, stats 80%. That would only be good in easy areas. The new 12 key super attack effect, it greatly raises his attack for one turn with a high chance to stun the enemy at supreme damage. That is really good for SBR. I hope we get to take advantage of it because he's on a decent amount of categories, especially, grade 8, not grade 8, but giant category already has a super battle road. And which one of these isn't really covered in Extreme Super Battle Road yet? I don't think Planetary Destruction has one. Low Class Warrior, I'm pretty sure already has one. Yeah, it does. Okay, so most of his Super Battle, unless you're doing no item runs or you're a newer account, a lot of that is already covered. But future SBR stages or future content, easy areas, like specifically easy areas, you can use him for that. I do think he's pretty good. I already know his details. His attack and defense 123 key, attack and defense 21 key is 9 or more. That does trigger upon super attacking. So it's like it counts it in the middle of a turn. An additional defense 120 with the 5 or more space traveling warriors doesn't really bother me. People were saying, oh, that means I can't run Ma Junior the same way. That's not true. 5 or more. So Turles, and then if you run Ma Junior as one of your leads, that's going to trigger that, right? So that's not going to keep you from triggering that. So I don't think it's that big of an issue, but I understand where people are coming from. Listen, I'll figure out exactly what the team builds will be by the time he comes to global, but I don't think it's that big of an issue right now. But I mean, if you can't get it, don't run him. I ain't gonna front, don't run him. Just try to run him on that movie boss-esque space traveling warriors team like that, right? Terrifying Conqueror team. That's pretty much all I can tell you. Perform an additional that has a 50-50 chance to be a super when there's a low-class warrior enemy or a planetary destruction category ally on the same turn. That's absolutely okay with me. I think this is when it's best, when there are an enemy condition and or an ally condition. I think that's fine. Well, not and. I never make it both. Man, please, make it one or the other. So I like the way he's built. His link set is really good for just a random banner unit now that he's a sub EZA. Destroyer of the Universe, Prepare for Battle, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Boss is Transform, Sand Roar, and Fierce Battle. He's fine. He's all right. He's not great. I think he's actually good. I don't want to say he's all right. I think he's good. Then we got Wheelo'S here. His animations look really good. I think it's a legitimate argument. You could say his animations look just as good, if not better, than Turles's. I'm surprised a bit. But yeah, so Wheelo'S is here. Let's talk about his... Oh, I'm tripping. So that was all in this thread. Shout out to Minato. Let's go to Wheelo'S. Okay, Prime Battle Wheelo'S. He is not that crazy, but let's talk about his flaws and criticisms starting now. His leader skills, Revenge, 3 key, 130. Sure. 12 key super attack, raises deep. By the way, yo, we could up it to 150. Like, I promise you, we're not really tripping. I promise. The issue is that they keep these damn yellow coin LRs at these mediocre leader skills, so we're suffering for that. But yeah, his 12 key raises defense for 1 turn, colossal lowers attack, 18 raises attack and defense, mega colossal seals the enemy's super attack. His passive skill, his entrance animation will trigger, and for 4 turns he will get 4 key and defense 80% when there's a revenge category ally on the team. I'm thinking revenge, and it doesn't seem that bad. What are his categories? I don't have Wheelo'S memorized yet. Revenge, Resurrect the Warriors, Movie Bosses, Terrifying Conquerors, Battle of Wits is a good sleeper. I didn't think about that. And Power of Wishes. That's okay. So you should be able to get that. With the type of units you want to run him with, that shouldn't be that bad. But Revenge is one of those mediocre categories. Now, start a turn, he gets 3 key, 100,000 attack and defense. Goodness. When there's one enemy, key 3, attack and defense 60,000. And if that enemy's HP is 60% or more, an additional 60,000 attack with a 30% chance to crit. He will then, when there are 2 or more enemies, have a medium chance to guard. I think he would have been so great for a lot of... man. I don't want to discount older content that's difficult, such as Super Battle Road stages that came out like 6, 7, 8 a year plus ago. But man, it feels like when they do that to units that are already not on mad categories, not only is it restricted, you can only get that in certain places anyway, so you might as well. And he's a free-to-play LR. LRs are still valuable. He is an LR. He should have been guaranteed. I stand by that. I rarely say it should have been guaranteed for a unit that's not premier or a unit that there isn't their job, but it would have been warranted for that to be guaranteed versus 2 or more enemies. Key +2, 40,000 attack, and 100,000 defense. That's when he's fighting 2 or more enemies. When your HP is below 40%, he gets that 60,000 attack buff, and he guarantees a critical hit. Sure, man. I don't really find it that crazy. His active skill, win 40% or below, starting from that 5th turn of battle when there is one enemy whose HP is 60% or above. Do you see how specific that is? Like, I don't really like that. I don't really like that. The 40% or below is whatever, but that 5th turn with the enemy HP is really stupid. Like, that 40% isn't really a great condition for an active skill, but it makes it look good because you see what I'm saying? Because you have such a bad secondary condition. It'll greatly raise his attack and cause ultimate damage to the enemy. Now his link sets: Prodigies, Mechanical Menaces, Revival, Thirst for Conquest, Scientist, goodness, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power. Alright, I guess. I mean, he wasn't getting shocking speed. I guess he wasn't getting over in a flash, right? Like, things like that aren't coming his way. Not getting big bad bosses. Well, you actually could have given him... You could have given him big bad bosses. You could have... That would have been warranted. Alright. So, who else am I forgetting? The Goku. The Goku is really, really good. I like what they did with this physical Spirit Bomb Goku, who, by the way, might be the Part 2 LR. I'm all for that. I don't know if he will or not, but I think he can use new animations. I don't think anybody would be opposed to this Goku being represented better in the game. Now his leader skill, which is interesting. Physical types get 3 key, stats 50%. Int type enemies get debuffed by 43% attack and defense. That sounds really mid, right? But then you think about it, and I think you could beat certain difficult content with that, bro. Like, I think it's not... I know people like to do their fun challenge, real one-of-one types runs on Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that. I think some of them are going to take advantage of that leader skill. I don't know who exactly it'll be against, because this team wouldn't be strong enough to tank like STR Sin before you get to Int Shenron. But you can do things like that. I don't know what people will do. They always figure something out. Now, his EZA 12 key super attack effect, supreme damage to the enemy, greatly lowering their defense and raising all allies' defense by 30% for 1 turn. EZA passive, he orb changes to physical, specifically Int, by the way. Int to physical, that'll come in later. 2 key, 130% attack and defense. Power of Wishes get 30% attack and defense. I love that for them. Attack 25% and defense 50% with a 5% crit chance per key sphere obtained. That's super powerful because he has the start of turn buff. When your defense is 59% or less for 3 turns, that means you trigger it once. This is why I like this guy. You trigger it once, and then it'll be active for multiple turns. That's the first time they've done it quite like this, especially with such an intricate. Let's talk about what it does. He will orb change a random type of key sphere not being int and not being physical to physical, plus an additional 25% attack per key sphere obtained. Now you think about, oh yeah, now he's gonna have a super hard hitting turn. What if I told you with certain units that are on Power of Wishes, such as the 8-year LR, now you get to take advantage, give them those physical orbs. If, let's say this Goku is a floater, right? He was in slot 3 at the start of the turn. He's orb changing. He still wants his physical orbs, but you can give all that biggest section, right? The biggest section, give it to the 8-year LR. They recover 30-40% of your HP on turn 3, 4, or 5. That's a lot. And not only that, he's going to do it again the next time you see him. So if you do want to give him that large attack, that nuke style attack, which is bringing me back way back, you can take advantage of that. You can next time you see him. There's a lot of things. You can finesse this Goku's extra ability right there and really help yourself in the middle of a fight. Now his link set, I guess it's different enough for Goku. Like, he doesn't have Kamehameha. Z fighters all in the family, in fighter, Sand Warrior race, prepare for battle, experienced fighters, and fierce battle. And he's on all the movie hero Goku categories, right? Plus final trump card, Power of Wishes, of course. Let's talk about finally this. This one is that free-to-play STR Turles. I think he's getting overlooked, bro. He's a free-to-play unit, so the bar wasn't that high. Like I said the other night, his art is cold, bro. Look at this. Raises attack and defense for the 1 turn, supreme, passive skill 2 key 120, an additional 90% when he supers, attack minus 30% for all enemies. That could help you, bro, at SBR or anywhere where the enemy can be debuffed. This new free-to-play event where you can only bring certain free-to-play area characters, or certain free-to-play characters, certain farmable units. I like to think that this Turles just might have a spot in there for a long time. I mean, that support memory event is kind of difficult, bro. I don't know if his defense is quite high enough. I gotta see. But Bulma was able to be debuffed, right? So you can use that on her in the earlier phases. Let your other units get warm, get ready for the fight. I think he's better than people are talking about. And his link set is so good. He has the Turles link set, so he's all right. Medium chance to stun the attacked enemy. Also very good. When seeing 2 or more enemies, he has a medium chance to guard and gets attack and defense 60%. Like, bro, I think he's really alright, bro. I'm not banking on, the medium chance to guard. I like his stats buff, and I like what he's debuffing for the enemy. Medium chance to guard when he debuffs the attack enemy, specifically an attack down status. That's really, I don't know why they did that. I feel like the point of dodge is so that I don't get hit when I'm worried I'm gonna take damage. I would not be worried about damage if I can debuff the enemy. You see what I'm saying? It would trigger at the start of the turn, though, if the enemy can be debuffed, because, of course, the passive skill attack minus 30% he has. Like, that will trigger it. It's just odd. It's odd design, but I don't think it's trash design. I just think it's peculiar. It's unique. All right. And then he has a good amount of categories. The support memory is very, very powerful. Shout out to Harry Turney. This is only level 1 for it. So in the future, it could be even crazier. But starting from turn 3, when your HP is 58% or less for 2 turns, attack and defense 20% for hybrid Saiyans, and grade 8 power category allies will get +2 key. That's a really powerful, bro. For 2 turns, 20% attack and defense. From a support memory buff in any content, you're doing like let's say a run through. What's Sin Shinron, right? Let's say you're doing Sin Shinron right now. Sin Shinron and a hybrid Saiyan team, if it gets a couple more buffs, I don't know what it could use right now. I don't know what options we have for hybrid Saiyans that people want to see. Like, it's got to be a hype unit, right? People have been saying, I saw someone say that the next Dokkan Fest, which they were referring to Turles at the time, we just didn't know who it was yet, could have been future Gohan and he exchanges into Trunks, the opposite of what the LR AGL one is. That's a good idea because that would help this team. They would be on a good amount of categories. I really hope they do that card one day, by the way. They just got to choose the exactly right animations and make sure they animate them properly. He might have the best package in the game along with one of the coldest arts, bro. He can be really tough. It's the time will tell. Time will tell. That's all you can say with Dokkan. So yeah, that's all I've got for you guys right now. Turles he's on his way. We don't have the celebration info yet. That's why I wanted to record this, make sure I got this video off, and then we'll cover Turles' celebration later. But let me know how you guys feel. It is the Young King Hitman, and Hitman is off this.